Hi everybody, Rodrick's here, and once again, reporting to the official Epic Cash channel. Today, we have the pleasure to bring you Al. How are you, Al?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on, Rodrick's.
All right, so we're here basically bringing community members, people that are connected to the Epic Cash community, to chat about how they got into the business, the process, if they're a contributor. So before we get into this, tell us a little bit about you and how you got into crypto.
Yeah, so I had always been looking at, stocks and boomer stonks and stuff like that. It always puzzled me a little bit why it was not a 24/7 market, because I was 18, 19, and I had gotten a little bit into playing World of Warcraft, where that was one of the genesis of where things like Mt. Gox and the Bitcoin community and all of that really started, is in these online virtual marketplaces. Similarly, I started out in, let's say, a World of Warcraft marketplace where you could show up at 1:30 a.m. and try and sell or arbitrage for silver or gold pieces or copper pieces of, an item. And maybe you luck out by selling it. The bid or the ask could be manipulated, and you can switch servers to a different marketplace where different things are available and just basically browse them. And so that was not the main reason I was playing, but it became this really cool and fascinating part where I ended up dedicating a lot of my time on that game to those virtual 24/7 marketplaces and doing those trading. So fast forward a couple of years from that, and I finally get a hold of like a stock account and some money, and start playing with it. Then orders are taking days to settle. You got like the old Scottrade technology where everything is just basically paper slips, but then they actually like route it through a broker, and that broker manually like pecks it into the system and puts it up there so that it's posted to your account. It's not automated at all. It's just electronic and digital. And so I was kind of like, what the hell is this? Started hearing a little bit about Bitcoin, read a little bit about it, heard my friends telling tales of buying it at 2 and selling it at 10, 5x return, which is unheard of in the stock markets, because I was looking at these boomer stock markets. And so I began to investigate deeper. I think I got on a Russian exchange called CSEX, and it was essentially a hybrid centralized, decentralized exchange. And you could get on there and upload your tokens. I don't think it had completely automated market making, but there was a process of getting on there and listing, and anyone could connect to it from all over the world. You send your money in, which is pretty difficult, but I managed to do it. And you could just trade. Of course, I got scammed a couple times, but it was just really fascinating to be able to trade 24/7 when the other markets were down. I was kind of hooked from then on. And the real settlement technology behind, let's say, Bitcoin or other crypto is highly efficient in comparison to something like Swift, in comparison to so many different things that you use, paper slips on the stock floor. That's not efficient at all. And even the technological advancements that have come out and gone to improve that on the stock floor, we're still a little bit slower in 2014. Like, things were still taking a long time, and it's not like you could settle instantly. But with things like Bitcoin or Epic Cash, you could go in. Well, Epic wasn't invented yet, but Bitcoin's a good example. You could go into any sort of digital medium and send your Bitcoin there to have an instant settlement. The person would instantly receive that Bitcoin, and you would get whatever you paid for. with a Bitcoin, and you could send it to anywhere in the world. And that is just an incredible advancement and advent that really wasn't possible at all before that. And so what I did is, being the libertarian, I didn't want to vote Democratic or Republican in the 2016 election, but I thought there were really good odds for Trump winning. So I went and bet on it with Bitcoin, and I was able to settle into that bet instantly. And so I was able to place that bet with Bitcoin right away. And when I won big payout, and it sent it right back to my account. And I was able to, withdraw from Bovada right away and have that Bitcoin there that I could then trade. So those capabilities, the underlying technology behind it are really something that fascinates me. We moved on to 2016, 2017, started playing around with NFTs, how collectibles could be traded, how people could be using smart contracts, all of that. It was this big bull run, and I was working a corporate job. So some of the days when the bull run was going crazy, the entire floor of like a sales organization would be going crazy, and people would be saying, "Oh, Bitcoin's rising. It's rising up 200%. I just doubled my money." And it was just such a blast to experience that. And, of course, I got into all the little components that they were promising would be life and world changing, like NFTs, digital ownership, Web3, all those things. Learned all of them, used all of them, and found success there. But it really does seem like when you bake it down to the fundamental concepts, a lot of that stuff is just not as good as like one coin that you can use to transact and provides that value of instant settlement currency, peer-to-peer, electronic cash. And so, obviously, fast forward a couple of years, we meet Max. He says, we've got this thing that is going to allow more people to do mining and allow for a more decentralized network to appear and to be created and can actually settle faster than Bitcoin. And we're just building the network in order to facilitate that. I know the network is really hard to put together and it's decentralized, but it is coming together. And if enough people use it, then you'll have people trading back and forth with a decentralized peer-to-peer electronic cash value form. And so when I see Epic Cash coming as an upstart into the space, I do think that there's a lot of potential there. And if it actually is usable, like Doge is usable in some place like Venezuela for cash, not Bitcoin, because they want to transact. You have to be able to transact fast. You have to have that quick settlement, and it has to be cheap. So I'm interested to see where Epic scales to and how it scales. But I definitely think that it's a huge opportunity for coming in at 30 cents, seeing a network of 100 different countries, and seeing cryptocurrency brought into the forefront of what is legal and possible. And as all these people get their phones all across the world, they're going to be able to use this. So all you have to do is just keep building the network of Epic, keep getting people in on it in a variety of different countries.
Right.
And if those countries are hungry, they'll take over they'll use Epic as a tool to get market share of the banking network, which the G20 currently have. They have this giant banking network, and they use it to dominate the world. So as long as you just want to have a piece of that pie and it's available in these technologies like Bitcoin or Epic, then you're going to have that massive value add of that banking network that can be used to facilitate prosperity and freedom or dominate people. It's all within Bitcoin and Epic's code. Like the entire power of that banking network is there.
Definitely. Definitely, there's a lot of things happening. But before we go any further, it's quite interesting to see that you actually got into crypto coming from the trader perspective, the speculation perspective, as an investment to double. And some people come to crypto because of the technology, and then you learn the technology and what it can do. And after it's quite interesting to see how crypto
Totally.
attracts people from different directions. For example, myself, I've learned about crypto when I needed to send some money back to my dad in Brazil, and I
Mhm.
didn't have access to a bank account. So I Google how to send money internationally without using a bank, and there was a video from Roger Ver talking about this Bitcoin thing, and I'm like, what? That's not possible. That was it for me. Got to learn more about it, and been doing this ever since. So
Yeah.
it's quite amazing how crypto attract people from different directions, and so you're very good with numbers. You're a financial guy. You're a trader. You understand the macro view of markets, and you bet on it. What was the most interesting points of Epic, knowing that Epic is a very complex ecosystem? What was the thing that attracted you the most?
Yeah, I would say it's the number of countries that are already have users in it. It's very grassroots. I do feel like some of these networks like Bitcoin, and for example, maybe internet computer, other things like that. Some of those things have like these fabricated instant communities that are inorganic, but I feel like Epic has a lot of organic traction growth, and that is a very good thing. And it's going to be slower and more difficult, but it'll pay dividends in the end. And you multiply that by the easy mining technology, where you can mine on your phone or CPU, and you'll be able to bootstrap up into the point where maybe nation states are competing to run a node, or maybe people with these mining farms are also in the mix competing to run a node. Maybe AI will just allow all of these nodes to be created and run easily by people all over the world. We'll see, I guess. But I definitely think that the grassroots network is by far Epic's biggest asset.
No, definitely. It's a very complex project. There's a very large ecosystem. There's many fronts that attracts investors, community members, developers, and for you, are you connected to any other crypto community? And how was for you to actually get into a crypto community and be part of the Telegram group, interacting with the people? How was the Epic community for you?
Yeah, so Epic community is great. I love it. There's always people posting in a variety of different channels, a variety of different topics being discussed, a whole lot of different views, especially like the libertarian spectrum is, in most political discussion, it's this little tiny piece, but in the Epic community, it's like this giant, insanely diverse rainbow of different libertarian opinions and takes, which I really like to see. So yeah, I'm in a couple other communities, like Arbitrum, Avalanche. I just join a lot, but it's not accessible really. You can't access the top executives or anything like that. And I've been in a bunch of groups for anonymous creators, and it's just not, yeah, it's not the same at all. So I like the accessibility of everyone in the Epic grassroots movement.
No, definitely. This is extremely important. That's why I brought it up, because and Uncle Vigilante, I gotta say, Uncle Vigilante is a great guy who brings the community together like nobody else does as well. But it's important to be part of a community, a crypto community, where you have access to people, to information, and everybody's willing to help the newcomers to download the wallet, understand the system, where to buy, where to sell. If there's got to be an event, a meetup, or something like this that puts people together. I don't know if you've ever been into any crypto event or not, but I always recommend people go to events and engage and chat with people. And soon as well, stay tuned. We got to be bring some meetups and more events where we got to be present with the Epic Cash community as well. And I'm actually, Al, as well, before we finish here, Do you have any main position that you host inside the Epic Cash community, or are you just an investor, a contributor, an observer? What's your role today?
Yeah, I'm an investor and a contributor. So I contribute technology, and I also invest a lot in Epic. So I'm a valued and esteemed investor, and I would like to be treated as so.
There we go. And if you could leave a message to someone that's brand new to the community or to crypto, what would you tell them?
Yeah, I would say, if this is not the buy-in and you magically get rich. This is the buy-in, you tell your friends, you spread it to the community, and this decentralized grassroots network begins to propagate, and you really create the 1000x that you could have experienced if you were part of the Bitcoin community in 2010. So it's really a super interesting chance to tell all your friends and get them involved with it, and get people going on a project that's it's got all the numbers there.
Awesome. Once again, thanks for coming, Al, and everybody double check the link in the description below for all the information and the important links regarding the Epic Cash community. And of course, check out our Telegram group. The link is also in the description below. Thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you next time.